That bike looks sad sitting over here. I think I'll get it out and look at it and start it up and check it out. Man, I miss that color. Kind of like the bike. I got to do a little bit of cleaning up. The top box is getting really faded here. I got to do something with the top of that. But overall, it's a beautiful bike. It's a good bike. But it's a 5-speed. Got the gear shift down here. You got to work the clutch and all the traffic. It holds a lot of gas. I mean, I can gas this thing up for probably 600 to 700 pesos if it's empty. It's got a comfortable seat. Really, the suspension is actually a little bit better as far as handling a load. The motor is 25 horse. Less than that beast right there. Not really a beast, but it's a 150, and believe me, that thing packs a punch. But anyway, there's the center stand right there. I'll show you how easy this is. I got flip-flops basically on. What's that, Joko? Joko. You just put your foot on there, grab the handle, which you almost don't need to. Just push like that. I didn't even have to lift. I really didn't even lift with my arms. I just push it down. And that one there, wow, she's chilling. That one there to put up on the stand. It's got the same center stand, but the center of gravity on this thing is horrible. It's like it wants to go over, and it's heavier too. It's got a center stand, but you gotta watch. You'll get this thing into your shin if you're not careful. And I should have other shoes on, but I don't. But I gotta grab it by the seat on the other side of this handle. And it's heavy, so that's one advantage of this one right here. It's super handy. And I learned this week on the ferry that you have to park. When you come into the ferry, they want all the motorcycles to be lined up side by side. So you have to come in like this and try to get it over. But scooters, motorcycles are not going to turn sharp enough where you can just pull it right in there. So, sorry for the bad camera angle here. But so anyway, you have to figure out a way to get your bike over and next to the one that you just went to save space, obviously. So I put this thing on that center stand, and you got to realize you're on a steel floor when you come into the ferry. So you put that on the center stand. I can grab this handle right here and grab that. And I can pull that thing anywhere I want, because number one, it's not heavy, and number two, it's not top heavy. It doesn't want to fall, so it's really great. This thing has a 2-gallon gas tank. Let's see if I can get it to open. There it goes. And you can fill 2.1 gallon, I think, in that thing. Another thing I really like about it is I bought this thing it's a 2022. I bought that other one in 2022. I paid probably $1,100 for that one. I paid $2,000 for this one. It's more powerful. It's a Honda, and you know Honda, they're gonna put the engineering on Hondas, they're just gonna smooth it completely out. But I paid $2,000 for that, and I've been watching a lot of videos on how to operate it, tips and tricks and features about the bike, and most of the videos I've been watching, because you know I speak English, I've been watching on YouTube English language on the ADV 150, and they have them in the United States, but they start at $4,200 in 2022. I don't know what they are now, and that's not expensive for a bike. I did buy a used BMW, my first BMW bike. I think I paid $79, but that was probably in, this is 2024, I was probably in, shoot, 2016 or 17, and it was a 7-year-old bike, and I paid almost $8 for that BMW. It was a 650. It's a lovely bike, a great bike. Not complaining about it at all, but when you can pick up something that nice, you can jump on that thing. It's got the super low center of gravity. I mean, that thing, it just hinges on the ground. It's amazing. And when you ride 2 people on it, it's amazing, man. I've used the word amazing too many times, but I've been riding that thing. I had a wreck in that thing. It's top heavy, and you put 2 people on it, which makes it more top heavy. And then I got this one, and it's very doable. There's no clutch. There's no jerkiness and going between gears or gearing down or anything like that. That thing is it's just pure transportation. It's just smooth power. I've still got my ferry ticket here on the, that's what I do when I'm on there, because they ask for it when you get on, or they'll ask for it when you're already on, or they'll ask for it on the way out. Anyway, you got to have it ready, or you don't get to enter, you don't get to exit. So I keep it clipped. Most of the time I keep them clipped up here, and that way it's always handy. But another thing, getting on and off the ferry, that bike, you've got to clutch it, you've got to brake, and you've got to adjust the throttle. So you got to move, you got to have that in to do that, to move it. And then, what are you going to brake with? The brake's over there, or the foot. And the foot brake on that thing is not that great. So there's so many advantages I've found to this thing. It's amazing. There's that word again. But this thing and another advantage of a scooter over a motorcycle in the Philippines, I'm not talking about the US. Motorcycles doesn't matter, whatever. But the main advantage of this is when you get in traffic. And in the Philippines, most of the time you're going to be in traffic, and you're going to have to be able to maneuver quickly. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to be able to balance that thing at very low speeds, and that's what that one really couldn't do. You're constantly putting your feet down, and I mean, it was doable, but it was a heck of a lot more work. And then the riding position on that thing, well, I'll just get on it, I'll show you. Camera's getting a little hot, but we'll see. The riding position on this thing is you're like this. Going down the road, you got your head cocked back like this. You got your head cocked back like this. Your weight's on your wrists. My wrist would ache on this bike after a while, and it didn't take all that long, especially when you're in heavy traffic. There, it stands already down. When you're in heavy traffic, you got your weight on these wrists. I've got 2 bad wrists, and then you got, you're doing this number, your fingers are working, and just all the time. It's just not fun. So it was just a lot of work. This thing here, I'll show you. And motorcycles are a big part of life in the Philippines. If you ride them, and you can get a car. It's no big deal. Right now, I choose to do this. But I can just get on this thing. Watch out, GoPro. It's light. I mean, look at that. That thing would be over by now. Look at my riding position. I don't know if you can see it. I need to bring the camera up a little bit. There we go. Look at my riding position. I can go down the road just like this. Your back straight, you look around, and this thing, it just balances so easy. I can't just sit on it and balance it, but you know, just a little bit. You know, it's not top heavy at all. The heaviness is down on the bottom. So it's got a great instrument panel, got all kind of things. It's pretty easy to get off of. And a scooter is just, it's a lot better option if you're coming to the Philippines. I'm gonna do some video. I'm trying to get a camera mounted up here. Like I've got one mounted right here, but I got a couple technical issues with getting it mounted on that one. But I'm gonna do a motorcycle instruction video on this and my strategy when I operate my motorcycle.